All right, guys. So this is a follow-up video from the free agency reaction video, or not free agency. I'm sorry, the 2026 NBA trade deadline reaction. So I want to talk about the whole Eric Spoelstra, Khalil Ware situation. I know it's been getting some news around the Miami Heat media outlets and even possibly the main media. So this is how I feel about it. I think, and I've been telling you guys for years, even I used to have an older channel back in the day, like back in 2016, 2015, right before I started this new channel I got now. Or I don't even call this a new channel. I've been technically been doing videos since 2017 on this channel. But my point is, I don't like what's going on with Khalil Ware and Eric Spoelstra. I've been saying the Miami Heat need to get rid of Eric Spoelstra for at least a decade now. I've been done with him. I don't think he's, and this is gonna suck. I know a lot of Heat fans don't like hearing this shit, but I don't think he's a top coach. I don't think he's a top 10 coach of all time. I don't think he may not even be 20. He's a good coach, don't get me wrong. But I think he's a decent playoff coach. But as far as developing talent, I've never seen him develop talent from the draft. Yeah, you can tell me, oh, well, you know, Kendrick Nunn and Gabe Vincent and this guy and that guy, and you know, we can go all the way back to Roddy McGruder and all those guys, Josh Richardson. Okay, that's fine, but what about Justice Winslow? And I know Justice Winslow's not all your fault, but what about Michael Beasley? What about I'm not going to give you Hassan Whiteside because he was already hungry to get a contract. So you didn't develop him at all. You didn't like him. But I'll get back to Hassan Whiteside later because it correlates with Khalil Ware. But what about Michael Beasley? What about Dwayne Wade? You know, Dwayne Wade was pretty much Stan Van Gundy's development, but Dwayne Wade, when Eric Spoelstra became coach for the Miami Heat in 2008, Dwayne Wade still was in development to me. I think his three-point shot could have been better if he was with a different coach during that time. But Eric Spoelstra didn't want him to shoot the three ball. He wanted him to slash and cut, like this is 2004, 2005, 2006. And I think that's why Dwayne Wade sustained more injuries over the years during his tenure with Eric Spoelstra. But yeah, a lot of these guys, you know, did not pan out under Eric Spoelstra, especially when they're drafted near the lottery or in the lottery. I'll give you Bam, because Bam Adebayo was under Eric Spoelstra's tutelage. But the only reason Bam ever saw playing time is because of the whole Hassan Whiteside situation. That's it. Bam Adebayo was the only option to play center during that time. That's the only reason Bam was able to develop. That's it. This guy's just not a developing coach. He has no patience when it comes to young guys. It seems like he's always in this, you know, win now mode, but it's just like, dude, you don't have the talent or the kahunas to go against these heavyweight teams in the East or in the West. So calm down, actually build these players up, and see what you can get out of them. You know, Tyler Hero was allowed to flourish because for some reason Eric Spoelstra likes Tyler Hero. He likes Nikola Jovic. He likes guys like that. But when it comes to an actual talented player out of the draft, where it may be a little hard to coach them because they're young, and that's just how young players are. You know, one little mistake they make, one missed layup, and he's benched for the next 5, 6, 10 games, and he's barely getting fucking minutes. And it's just like, dude, why? If you're the Miami Heat and you're looking at this like, okay, we sought this guy out in the draft, we invested in this kid, and Eric Spoelstra is not, he can give a fuck about it. He's not playing him. And I'm just like, my guy, you have to, you gotta play nice with the organization. But this is the problem with Eric Spoelstra. He doesn't. No one's showing him accountability. No one's telling him, "Hey, this is wrong what you're doing." No one's telling him shit. He's able to run it how he sees it or how he wants to see it, how his ego allows him to see it. And that is a recipe for disaster. This small ball shit is bullshit. This is not early 2010s anymore. This small ball garbage is done. Coaches like Steve Kerr and Eric Spoelstra kill me with this stuff, man. And then a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, a Kalia Ware, have to suffer for this. Now Jonathan Kuminga has finally been set free, and he's with the Atlanta Hawks now. I don't want to see that with Kalia Ware. I want this kid to develop under the Miami Heat. Because believe it or not, contrary to what people believe, I think he has a higher, at least offensive upside than Bam Adebayo because he is a natural shooter at a 7-foot frame. That is very, very valuable in today's league. And when you have a coach that is stubborn, dare not say ignorant to the fact, everyone wants to put out these stats. Oh, well, Kalia Ware and Bam Adebayo, when they're playing on the floor together, were actually a worse team. I don't care about advanced stats. I care about the eye test. And the eye test tells me when you need a defensive rebound closeout, Kalia Ware is there to get it. That's all I care about is W's. I don't care about what these advanced stats say. That we can leave that to the nerds. We got to get out of this stuff where, oh, well, the number says when Kalia Ware is paired with Pelle Larson and fucking Andrew Wiggins, our offensive efficiency is up by 40%. I don't care about that stuff, guys. I care about the end game. I care about what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. That's not how you coach. You don't coach off advanced stats. If you wanted to do that, you should have stayed a scout, Eric Spoelstra. When you're a head coach of men, you need to be able to make the right decisions, the right rotations. That's what real head coaches do. And you have not done that ever really in your career. Everyone says, well, he won with the big... Yeah, bro, but you lost in 2011. And I know people like to blame LeBron for most of that. I do blame LeBron for some of it. But I blame a lot of it on Eric Spoelstra. He got severely outcoached by Rick Carlisle in that 2011 finals. And no one talks about that, but I'm going to talk about it. Eric Spoelstra was not the coach then. Yeah, 2012 we won, against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Mike Miller had a crazy 7 threes in that game. LeBron did his thing. Wade did his thing. Bosh did his thing. And then, of course, next year Ray Allen does his thing. But a lot of times, that is by luck. This guy lost in 2014. He got severely outcoached by Popovich. And look, anybody's going to get outcoached by Popovich. It's just Greg Popovich. But explain to me what happened in 2020. Okay, I'll give you the injuries, whatever. What happened in 2022? I can't give you any excuses for that because you had both Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler wasn't fully healthy, but you had both Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. We should have beat Denver Nuggets. I don't care what no one says. Yeah, Jokic is an all-time player, but we should have beat Jokic. We had the more experience as far as coaching. Mike Malone did not have more experience in coaching than Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra has won 2 championships. But no, we lost. How many times have we been in the play-in these last couple of years? That's not something to brag about. That's not a flex. Oh, we made the play-in and got far in the playoffs. Maybe if you did what you needed to do during the regular season, Eric Spoelstra, you wouldn't have to worry about the play-in. We got severely outclassed by the Cleveland Cavaliers last year. We got blown out in those last 2 games. Explain that, Eric Spoelstra. And this is what I'm talking about. They like to give credit due when it's due for Eric Spoelstra, but when it's time, when we get blown out and outclassed and we don't live up to expectations. Oh, it's the player's fault. It's the personnel fault. Oh, Jimmy Butler did this. Oh, Dwayne Wade did that. LeBron choked in 2011. No, how about we look at the coach for once and stop trying to fucking protect this guy? Because I'm done with him. I'm done with him. I've been done with him for years. Miami Heat fans, especially on the YouTube platform, are starting to see this. I foresaw this even back in the 2010, 2011 season when I was like, this guy is not the coach for this organization, for any organization. I don't think he's fit to really be a coach. He's been masqueraded with great talent around him and personnel and, even sometimes injury lucks from other teams. But when it's time to really get to the finals or get to the deep in the playoffs and win, he loses. I'll put it to you this way. Eric Spoelstra has a losing record in the NBA Finals as a coach. Guys, you got to sit back and understand what we're dealing with as far as the sideline. This guy is not as good as you think. And if he was, he would have been coach of the year. Don't you think, if you look at it like this, every coach that's a top 10 coach or even top 15 has won coach of the year. Eric Spoelstra has not. Eric Spoelstra, to me, is in the Doc Rivers tier. He's good enough, he's decent, but he's not good enough to win a championship. Unless you have an overwhelmingly all-star team around him. And he's not going to get that pass. A part of me is happy that Cleo Ware is not traded. Or not going to be traded. I would hope so. I mean, we got a couple hours. It's 8 o'clock right now in the morning on Thursday. The deadline's at 3. But a part of me doesn't want Cleo Ware to be traded within these couple hours because I want him to stay on this team. I want Tyler Hero to stay on this team. I want all these pieces that Eric Spoelstra has right now to stay on this team. And if he can't coach this bunch into a top 3 seed, Eric Spoelstra needs to be ultimately fired. That's a shame what he's doing to Cleo Ware. And not only that, bro, you're a veteran coach and you're putting all the blame on a fucking one player, a kid? Are you fucking kidding me? This guy has no fucking class whatsoever. Well, you got a personal problem with him? So what? All coaches don't like every fucking player, but they're mature enough to understand that they need that player to succeed. But that's the problem. Eric Spoelstra is in a situation where his job security is up there. He'll never be fired. And that's the sad part about this team. And that's why I always say, I like Pat Riley. Pat Riley is a legend in Heat culture. But Pat Riley in this front office needs to go in order for there to be real change on this organization. Because this is what's going to happen every year. And Bam Adebayo's career is going to be wasted. He's going to be one of those players, like Alonzo Mourning was until Dwayne Wade came around. He was a great player for the Miami Heat, but he's never won a championship. I don't know if Bam Adebayo is going to get that Dwayne Wade to come around and save him like Alonzo Mourning did back in 2006 with Shaq and Wade. So this is what we're dealing with right now. I don't think anything's going to change. Pat Riley's a stubborn guy. I don't think they're going to fire him. He's going to continue to coach his team into play-ins, and we're going to toss it up as a success. We're never going to get a top lottery pick, and even when we do, it'll be wasted because Eric Spoelstra's not going to develop him. Guys, we are in a bad situation, and I'm one of the only Heat fans to really talk about this and realize this. I don't do this for clicks, guys. I don't do this for YouTube money. I'm a real sport Heat fan, and I'm gonna give it to you on the real. I don't get paid by the Miami Heat like some of these guys, the media like some of these guys. I don't, do this for clicks on Facebook YouTube. I'm giving it to you straight up raw, and I'm letting you know we are not going to win a championship. It has been 13 seasons since we won a championship, maybe 12, 13, something like that. Guys, in the next couple of years, it'll be 20 real quick. It'll be 2 decades since we won a championship. And you'll still have Eric Spoelstra and a bunch of undrafted players and overachievers that's going to get us into the play-in, and then we get just severely outclassed by the number 1 seed. That's what's going to keep happening time in and time out until we make a huge change. We're not going to get saved by a big whale during trade deadline or free agency. We need to stop thinking like that. I look at teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder and all these other, big, all these other teams like the San Antonio Spurs, guys, for example. That's a great example. The San Antonio Spurs realized that they weren't going to be a good team. They had a 1 or 2, 3 bad seasons with Greg Popovich. They did what they had to do. They tanked. And they got Victor Wembanyama. They got a lot of these other guys on the team They got De'Aaron Fox over from free agency, and now look at them. They're back in it. Why couldn't Miami Heat do that? And by the way, the San Antonio Spurs have won a championship. Their last championship was in 2014. They're on the cusp of getting to the NBA Finals one day very soon and winning another one. And Miami Heat is 2013. And where are we? Scrambling for a fucking play-in spot? Are you kidding me? You Heat fans really have to get your head out of your ass and see the fucking big picture here. We're not going anywhere until something changes in the front office and ultimately triggers down to the sideline via firing Eric Spoelstra. Until that moment happens, this is the product we're going to keep getting. This is why I don't really make any more videos anymore. It's not only because my YouTube channel is not as successful as it was when I first came out. It's because this team is not willing to change, man. They're not willing to make the uncomfortable changes to be successful in the future. They keep standing pat. They keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome, which is insanity. That's the real definition of sanity. So this is who we are. Eric Spoelstra is going to continue to destroy people, young kids' talent. And like I said, a part of me wants these guys to stay pat. I don't want nothing to happen in these next couple hours as far as trades. I want us to stand pat. I want us to fail miserably once again. And I want this to keep happening until they have no choice but to fire him. And only then will stuff start to change. You guys tell me what you think. I feel sorry for Clay Ware that a young player has to go through this unprofessionalism as a coach. This guy has really lost his mind. For him to say stuff like that to the media about Khalil Ware, well, he needs to do better. He's not playing hard enough, or he's only wanting to play hard when he gets more minutes. Who said stuff like that? Are you kidding me? Even Dwayne Wade and Haslam on the Amazon channel, I forgot what it was, they were just dumbfounded by that comment. A lot of people were. Like, who says stuff like this? He's trying to wreck this kid's psyche, man. That's so fucked up. The fuck is wrong with this guy? When this stuff was happening to Hassan Whiteside, I always back to Whiteside. Now, Whiteside's motor was questionable, yes. But Whiteside lied. He loved playing for the Miami Heat. He really loved playing for this team. But when you have a coach that doesn't trust in you and he's on your ass about breathing wrong and the wrong transition, I mean, what can you do? And he's not playing you. He's snubbing you out, freezing you out of the fucking rotation. It's a fucking joke. This guy is so obsessed with small ball and you know, analytics and all this other bullshit that leads to nothing. Pat Riley, if he was the coach of this team, he would have had two big men in the fucking paint. And he would have had them, they wouldn't be shooting, they wouldn't be passing the ball. They would be fucking getting rebounds and blocking shots and scoring in the fucking paint. That's how you beat teams. We got beat by Jovic because what? He could score in the paint. He's a big man. We got to stop with this small ball garbage. We got beat in the 22 finals because Jovic outclassed us in the paint. We got beat in the 2020 finals because Anthony Davis annihilated us in the paint. We had no big man. Bam Adebayo is at forward, not at center. This is going to keep happening until this guy gets his head out of his ass, but I think it's too far gone for that. I think he needs to be fired. He's sniffing his own Kool-Aid. He's drinking his own Kool-Aid. No one can tell him anything. And he knows he has the job security of a freaking, I don't even know, man. It's just like, bro, they won't fire him. And it's been years and multiple seasons where this guy has done the same thing. He's had a couple outliers because of playoff Jimmy. That's it. Other than that, this guy is an unsuccessful joke of a coach. And part of me, I know this sounds crazy, part of me wishes we never made it to the finals in 2020, 2022. He probably would have been fired by now. This guy is overrated. He needs to go. I don't care what you Heat fans say. I'm telling you what's real. And one day, you guys are going to come back to this 20-minute video that I'm recording, if you're still watching this, and you're going to be like, damn, He Lifer 305 was right. This guy needs to go. And now that he's gone, we're starting to develop the right way. We're starting to win. We're starting to matter. We're starting to be a high seed in the conference. You got to get rid of the cancer. And that starts with Erik Spoelstra and really the front office, too. Until that happens, we are in NBA purgatory. Bam Adebayo's prime is going to be wasted. And this is what you're going to have. You're going to have Nikola Jovic airballing threes from the corner, not playing defense, getting out-toughed by other big men. This is what you're going to have. And you're going to have Khalil Ware sitting on the bench, wondering why the fuck is he not getting minutes when he's a clearly the best rebounder on the team and rim protector. This is what we have come to succumb. So you guys tell me what you think. Maybe I am wrong. I highly doubt it. I don't think I sounded more crazy back in the day saying this stuff, but nowadays I think I'm starting to get through people's heads. This guy is overrated and he needs to go. We need to get a real coach, preferably a coach from college, to really change things around this team. You guys hired a video coordinator or whatever he was with the Miami Heat to be a head coach of men. No, he's a nerd. He's an analytic guy. No, we need a real coach. You guys tell me what you think. Heat Lifer 305 out. Let's get it.